17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you are tuned into War Notes, family. And today we are diving into everything going on right now across the globe and right here in the United States. I am Pavio G, your host, and I have baby Victor as co host in the background. Let's start with the world stage because it feels like history is being written in real time. Right now, the biggest story is the Trump and Putin summit happening in Alaska. This is being billed as a potential breakthrough in the Ukraine war. But let's be honest, Putin is not stopping his invasion. Trump is playing a dangerous game of ego and power politics, saying that he alone can bring peace, but behind the scenes, this looks more like a show to make himself look strong in an election cycle. Remember, Putin thrives on dragging out conflicts, testing the patience of the West, and seeing how far he can go before anyone truly pushes back. The summit has brought international eyes to Alaska, but for everyday people, we need to ask, will this stop the killing? Will this end the war? Or is this just two strong men puffing out their chests while the people of Ukraine continue to bleed? I ask. Across the globe, climate chaos is hammering nations. Europe and Asia are experiencing record-breaking heat waves. The UK has had one of its driest summers ever. And wildfires are forcing people out of their homes from Portugal to Greece to parts of Canada. Thousands have been hospitalized or killed due to heat. And at the same time, global leaders just failed to agree on a treaty to stop plastic pollution, while our oceans are choking. Now, Gaza is still under blockade. Famine is killing civilians, and now activists from over 40 countries are preparing a flotilla to break the blockade and deliver food and medicine. Meanwhile, off the coast of Italy, a migrant shipwreck left at least 27 dead. Humanitarian crises are piling up one after another, and governments are moving too slow while everyday people are suffering. Here in the United States, inflation is cooling a little, but families still feel the squeeze. Gasoline prices have been volatile, averaging about $3.62 a gallon nationally. Food prices remain higher than pre-pandemic. Eggs are averaging $3.28 a dozen at Walmart. A gallon of milk is $3.89. A loaf of bread is $1.48 on average. Chicken breast is $2.42 a pound to $3 a pound on average right now, and rice is at $8.96 for a large 20-pound bag of rice, and that's at Walmart. So can you imagine? Yes, Walmart is still the cheapest option for many essentials. But even those numbers mean that families who used to spend $100 a week on groceries are now easily spending $140 to $160. That's real pain at the checkout line. Energy costs are another sore spot. The U.S. Energy Information Administration reported that natural gas prices jumped nearly 8% this month. Electricity bills are up in many states because of higher summer demand, and heating oil is expected to rise again as we approach fall and winter. Now, everyday people are caught in the crossfire of geopoliticals and climate pressures, or geopolitics and climate pressures. Wars overseas and heat waves at home both drive up the cost of the energy we depend on, all of us. Well, besides us, I guess, we use solar panels, but a lot of folks depend on certain energy and they're paying high electric bills. Now, politically, Washington is consumed with the Alaska summit and the 2026 midterms already. Democrats are passing Trump on whether he talks with Putin, whether his talks with Putin are undermining NATO unity, or while Republicans are rallying around the idea that Trump is the only one who can deliver peace. Whatever the case may be, Congress is stuck in gridlock on passing further Ukraine aid. Americans are watching and waiting, wondering if our leadership is more focused on their political image than on delivering stability, peace, and lower costs for everyday life. Before we continue here, I want to ask you all to please subscribe. We are one subscriber away from 300. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we cannot do it at all without you all's help. So press the subscribe button. It is free to do. It takes a second to do. You may not like all my live broadcast, but there might be one live broadcast that might just change your life, or somebody that you may know might change their life. But I thank you all for listening. Now, continuing with the broadcast, we'll get personal with some survival talk. A lot of people rely on hospitals, urgent care, and Google searches for health needs. But what happens if a cyber attack knocks out systems, or if medical coverage shrinks even further, which we're already seeing in many rural areas? Now, this is why old school remedies from 1930s and 1940s are coming back into conversation. If you're dealing with coughs or chest congestion, onion syrup was an old household fix. You slice up a few onions, cover them with honey, and let it sit, and then take some spoonfuls of it. Now, for stomach aches, ginger tea was a trusted cure. Apple cider vinegar with a little baking soda has long been used as a remedy for indigestion. Garlic isn't just for flavor. It has natural antibacterial properties and was used as a tonic long before antibiotics existed. So if you can get yourself some garlic, apple cider, and some ginger tea, that'll be a good fix there. And make sure you have some honey on hand if you're able to afford it. And for certain wounds, simple saltwater rinses were used before modern antiseptics were widely available. So a little salt water on some cuts or any wounds that can help you. And I'm sure a lot of us got some salt in the house, a little warm water, and get yourself tidied up. Can't run to the hospital anymore like we used to. Things are going to get tough. So make sure you stock up on things like baking soda, vinegar, honey, garlic, ginger, and some Epsom salt. If they still got it cheap at Walmart, they get more expensive even with the Epsom salt. These are cheap multi-use items that might be critical if modern systems do go down. Now, these are survival basics that our grandparents swore by, and they still work today, I tell you. Now, let me remind you, everything is getting more expensive, from food to rent to healthcare. People are stretched thinner than ever, you all, thinner than ever, which is why I always say prepare now. Don't wait until the shelves are empty. Build a stockpile and a non-perishable food, like water filters. You want to have some candles on hand, have some first aid supplies, and those natural remedies that I just finished telling you all about. Even a small stash can give you a sense of security in times when systems fail. And before I close out today's broadcast, I want to invite you again to check out my book, Trump's Revenge on MAGA and the People. You can find it on Barnes & Noble or just on my website at PavioGallegos.com. You can also find it on Amazon as well. Or, just get it straight off my website or send me an email. All of that information is in my bio. If you email me directly, I'll give you a bigger discount and ship it to you directly. Now, this book is raw, it's real, and it tells the truth about what's happening right now in America and what's going to happen in the future. And my family, we are just one subscriber away from 300, all right? And I need y'all to help me help my family, and y'all can help me help this channel. Because that's a milestone already. We was creeping all the way from 60-something subscribers, and now we're already almost to 300. But I'm not going to stop here. We're pushing towards 1,000, and we can't do it without you. So subscribing is free. It costs you nothing. It helps us build a community of people who care about the truth. Now, if you care about surviving and thriving in these chaotic times, definitely subscribe. And if you don't click on every video, one of them might hold the very piece of information that saved your life. You don't have to like all of my videos, but make sure you subscribe because it's free to do. So do it now. Hit the button, join the family, and let's keep building. That is it for today, my dearest, my family. I love you all. We've covered the Trump-Putin summit. We've covered global climate disasters, humanitarian crisis, the U.S. economy, Walmart prices, some natural remedies for survival, and the real political games are being played. So we got to get ready. There's a lot to process. But remember, knowledge is power. Preparation is survival. And community is strength. I'll be back soon with more. But until then, stay strong, stay sharp, and stay subscribed.